Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to everyone. This is Dr. Muhammad Safdar Bhatti from the Islamic University of Bahawalpur-Pakistan, along with my advisor towards the Vice Chancellor, Dr. Muhammad Khalid Sheikh. And the topic of my today's talk is role of code mixing in Punjab textbooks and teachers' perspectives, a survey. And that is a brief sketch of my talk. Dear audience, Pakistan is a country where textbooks enjoy central position in the process of teaching and learning, especially in schools. They are considered as the hub of entire knowledge of the subject matter. The processes of their compilation and publishing require a great deal of attention. At the same time, their evaluation and development need a careful and constant scrutiny. Code mixing is termed as intra-sentential switching. In code mixed sentences, pieces of one language are embedded in the other language while a speaker is basically using the other language. These pieces of the other language are often words, but they can also be phrases or larger units. Textbooks generally are being sources of information for the students of every age group. They help to provide a particular worldview to the students. It is necessary to offer a good piece of knowledge about the subject to whom they are concerned. They also validate social and educational norms and transmit them to the whole children in all classes. Basically, as far as our textbook of language are concerned, they demonstrate linguistic norms of the society which are to be transmitted. They are not only the sources of information but also a radical tool of learning. The youth learns a language in a formal setting while the help for prescribed books which are based on their pre-planned syllabi. Pakistan's national language is Urdu. Besides Urdu, many regional languages are spoken, giving a multilingual status to the country. At the same time, English being an official language enjoys a supreme status in the society. This supremacy of English language, imperialism of Western culture, negligence of the government in making a language policy, the attitude and response of the society towards English language has originated the phenomena of code mixing in public daily communication. Books play an effective role in the development of overall language proficiency, but at the same time has increased the phenomena of code mixing as being noticed in various researches made in this field. Dear all, code switching is an important tool in the learning process of second language. Sakiba proclaimed that code switching as an opportunity for language development because code switching allows the effective transfer of information from the senders to the receivers. Tai and Liu proposed that low proficient students consider code switching in their English as a foreign language classes as helpful towards gaining better comprehension, especially when providing equivalent comprehension as well as giving classroom procedures. Code switching has been allowed for the learners whenever they need it compulsory. Previous researches mentioned that the impact of code switching on the learners is positive and it is facilitating to learn many aspects of second language. Code switching helps the learners as well as the teachers in explaining vocabulary, grammar, talking about class tasks and assessment and establishing contact with the learners. Basically, code mixing is the change of one language to another within the same utterance or in the same oral written text. It is a common phenomena in societies in which two or more languages are used. Studies of code mixing enhance our understanding of the nature, processes and constraints of language and of the relationship between language use and individual values, communicative strategies, language attitudes and functions within particular socio-cultural context. Code mixing is a mixing of two codes or languages, usually without a change of topic. Code mixing is found mainly in informal interactions. In formal situation, the speaker tends to mix it because there is no exact idiom in that language, so it is necessary to use words or idioms for other language. If we talk about the importance of code switching, in Pakistan, English as a second language status has been complemented through its wide use in social as well as educational settings. In pedagogical settings, teachers are accustomed to teach in more than one language. One is Urdu and the other is English language. Normally, teachers switch between these two languages during delivering their lectures. This switching between the language is called code switching. Code switching can be defined as use of more than one language in the same course of single communication episode. So code switching is actually the practice of moving between two variations of language in different contexts. It is also defined as the practice of switching between primary and secondary language and discourse. In a bilingual community, speakers usually are used to switch during the process of learning second language. Bloomberg stated code switching alludes to the interchanging of two languages together while speaking. Duran argued code switching implies some degree of competence in the two languages even if bilingual fluency is not yet stable. Now I would like to move towards the feature of code mixing. Basically, code mixing is the phenomena of switching one language to another in such communities where people are bilingual or multilingual. If we talk about features of code mixing, we come to know that these are applicable on the everyday language use. The mixed elements are on every level of grammatical organization, such as noun, verb, attributive, and predictive adjectives and noun phrases, etc. The mixed elements are not especially culture oriented or culture bound. Basically, they are mostly from day-to-day life and everyday usage items which have acceptable equivalent in the language in which they are mixed. The mixed elements obey the rules of the original language from which they are taken as far as their grammatical organization is concerned. Now I would like to move towards the reason of code mixing. Dear all, when code mixing occurs, the motivation of the speaker is an important consideration in the process. According to Hoffman, there are a number of reasons for bilingual or multilingual persons to switch or mix their languages. Those are interjection, quoting somebody else, expressing group identity because of real lexical need, talking about a particular topic, repetition used for clarification, being emphatic about something to soften or strengthen request or command, interaction of clarifying the speech content or interlocutors. If we talk about the significance of the study, this study is expected to be beneficial for the students, teachers and the institution theoretically and practically. It will help the students in focusing their attention, stimulating their interest, giving them real impact by making them aware of code mixing. It will help in understanding the socio-linguistic culture in the country too. Now I would like to move towards the objectives of my study. The objectives were to improve the value of textbooks, to learn the benefits of code mixing, to explore the worth of code switching for the learners, to find out the factors which affect the students' learning. My research questions were: is code mixing prevalent in Urdu medium Punjab textbook board? If so, to what extent? What type of code mixing is used in the Punjab textbook books? At what level? Is Urdu language sufficient enough to give equivalent of the inserted English language words? Is code mixing in textbooks making Urdu language more flexible, or it is progressively declining Urdu language? Now I would like to move towards the literature review. Dear all, a textbook is a book containing facts about a particular subject that is used by people studying that subject. Anwar studies code switching in Pakistani English newspapers and informs switching of Urdu phrases and clauses. Qadir and Rasool analyze code switching in Pakistani Urdu newspapers and report recurrent switching of English. They illustrate that it mainly stems from globalization and language contact. In a world filled with distractions, our textbook is a point of focus for the students, providing clear and accurate support and potentially reducing the cognitive burden. With textbooks, continuous prose has a greater literacy demand than a slide of bullet points. 200 students and 50 teachers from Government ST High School, Bahawalpur-Pakistan participated in this study. If we talk about the research methodology, it was descriptive in nature, quantitative approach was done and random sampling was also done. These are some factors which are deduced from the collected data. Importance of textbook, 80% teachers were agreed. Use of code mixing, 90% teachers agreed. Benefits of code switching, 80% agreed. Code mixing makes Urdu strong, 90% agreed. Language development, 90% teachers were agreed. And that is the graphic description of my talk. Now, before leaving, I would like to give you some findings and the conclusions. Dear all, the phenomena of code mixing is a part and parcel of a bilingual society which enables bilingual speakers to converse conveniently. Books are future of any society. Therefore, it reflects back the contemporary literacy practices. From the analysis, it is concluded that code mixing is now common practice and a common trend among book developers, and with reference to special reference to Punjab Textbook Board. Books and curricular developers often code mixed at various places and sometimes in every odd way. So the current study was an attempt to highlight how English code mixing has infiltrated into Urdu textbooks. This has serious implications for the status of Urdu as our national language that represents our national identity. We know that English is an international language and the process of globalization requires us to become proficient in it. It is a valuable, viable goal and we should strive to achieve it too. Dear all, the quality and quantity of code mixing in our textbooks shows the need to guard against it. If the textbook boards continue this practice of substituting English words and discarding the Urdu equivalents, it will approximate to language desertion, and the desertion can eventually lead to language death. This situation, if allowed to persist, is bound to have serious ideological repercussions that relate to our nation identity and integration. The textbook boards need to have their material reviewed and appraised to avoid such pitfalls. Textbook writers need to be trained in this regard and alerted to the implications of excessive and unnecessary code mixing. We as educationists of Pakistan need to evolve a coherent policy for the purpose. And the tool of code mixing is not only deteriorating Urdu language but also English language too. With the use of both languages simultaneously is casting negative effects on the students. Neither they have become proficient in using Urdu language nor English so it is better for the Punjab Textbook Board to construct book in universal language too. And these were some references from which I got the help, and thanks for lending me your ears. And any question please. So once again I am very thankful to the whole team of the conference for providing me this chance to speak at this forum as a keynote speaker, and I am really humbled and honored to represent my university and my country at this forum. Now I would like to move towards the worthy advisor to the worthy Vice Chancellor, Dr. Muhammad Khalid Sheikh, to say something about that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Safdar Bhatti. Assalamu alaikum and very good morning all of you. This is Dr. Muhammad Khalid Sheikh, advisor to the worthy Vice Chancellor, the Islamia University of Bahawalpur. I am very much pleased to be here at this forum. Actually, I would like to thank the conference team for taking one of our colleagues from the Islamia University of Bahawalpur-Pakistan as a keynote speaker in this conference. This is a great honor for the university. Moreover, we wish to have some more collaboration with you in terms of research, faculty exchange program with you. So, we want to be switched with you in future, so that is a great honor for us. At the end, I would like to say thank you very much all of you for giving this chance to speak at this August forum. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, basically the conference chair, we are basically concerned with the collaboration in the form of MOUs with you people, and inshallah I would like to participate in your upcoming conferences too. So thank you very much and bye bye.
Bye bye.